Historic Lambeau Field. Fittingly, it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Seattle Seahawks. The shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Watch the twist, watch the twist. Check. Fresno.
First carry for a Kenosha native and former Badger, Melvin Gordon. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Off play action, Tannehill. Flush to his right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
So, CD, you talk about this football team. Some of the whispers and reports, the social media posts, they hint at a locker room that's splintered, badly splintered. There was talk earlier, some guys might walk away entirely. But that hasn't happened, however, at least to this point.
No, and sometimes some of that talk is just that, talk. I mean, guys often say, that's it, I'm out of here. And then they realize, I'm not ready to retire yet. What am I going to do now? And they're really ready to come back and dive back in. In fact, we've got guys who are wearing gold jackets in the Hall of Fame that talked about retirement the last 6-7 years of their careers. So that's not always real. And sometimes you just have to go ahead and ride it out. And this is an opportunity now for everyone in this locker room to move forward.
Watch the eye. Watch twist. Tight right. Run. Double up. He's coming, double up. Play.
Throwing again is Tannehill. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. On first down, Tannehill. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
It's going to be a long day. Mike 40.
Back to throw, Tannehill. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, freeze up. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Zach Herbert, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on the opening drive. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end.
Naeem Hines, his first carry. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Play action. It's Herbert. On the move to his left. Man open, that's Henry Ruggs. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. And, Charles, this defense, they know that they've got their work cut out for them. Here's a quarterback coming off a game in which he threw 4 touchdowns. They've watched the tape all week. They've seen it, but what can they do differently?
I think they've got to approach it like a pitcher facing a really hot batter. Get him uncomfortable in the box. Change speeds, change locations, change the pitches you throw at him. So show different coverages, blitz sometimes, drop back other times. Just don't let him get comfortable.
Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Herbert. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Rashawn Gary, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Big edge, big edge, big edge. Watch twist. Watch twist.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Rashawn Gary able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Now it's Herbert. Throw left side complete. That's Hines. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Now they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Sliding out of the pocket. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. 5-3, their record at the halfway point. And you have to imagine that there are folks saying, hey, if we do that again in the second half, we're 10-6 and we're a playoff team.
I do think, though, that they have a couple of things working against them. And number one, the schedule, that's going to toughen up a bit because they've got some division games down the stretch, and those are always difficult. Number two, you know they've got to stay healthy. That's the key to getting to the playoffs and winning in the playoffs. But they've got a shot at it. This is a good football team.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
At the 16-yard line.
Here's 2nd and a yard.
Check.
Now they run from the gun with Gordon. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Rolling to his right. And he fires one incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
43. Time to go, night.
They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Melvin Gordon, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Boswell for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Seahawks 14, Packers nothing. Chris Boswell set to kick off.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Ryan Tannehill, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point now by Boswell. And it is now 21-0.
Makes the score Seahawks 21, Packers nothing. Chris
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. Eluding the pressure right. Short little throw to Ebron. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup there. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Herbert off of play action. They'll roll him out right. He'll get just a yard on the scramble in 2nd down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
I'm looking at this with my defensive eyeglasses on because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
1st down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Here's Herbert. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. So a couple of 1st downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
The final shot before the break for Herbert. He'll buy some time right. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And this one is incomplete. So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the 3rd quarter. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
To throw again on 2nd down. Herbert. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
Hey, check Mike 6. Not here. Go.
Gonna throw on 3rd down with Herbert. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
They snap it to Herbert. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. Ebron caught left side. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. From midfield now on 2nd down. Herbert. This will be caught. Judy. Touchdown, Packers. Jerry Judy. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Double. 40. Base. 44.
Play action. It's Tannehill.
Here we go.
He'll find Smith-Marset complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
2nd and 10.
I'm coming, baby. Woo! Shift.
Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 40-yard line.
43 yards on the ground for him so far.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. The first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
40's the mic. Six guy. Check 6 guy.
Now Gordon on first down. And down inside the 15 he goes.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Get that quarterback at all costs.
And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Check. Mike 40.
Now Gordon. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Melvin Gordon, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game.
And the Seahawks add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Chris Boswell set to kick off.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. From the 31, Herbert. And this is incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
That's complete to Hines out of the backfield. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Blue Dan. Hey, check, go.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. Buying time to his left. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got?
Justin Herbert looking to pass.
Here we go.
A pass underneath. Here's Hines with it. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
Check Mike 6.
3rd and 2, Herbert. Open man Lamb, it's complete. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. He's going to keep this again. A loss of 8 that time, and it brings up 3rd down. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. A shotgun snap for Herbert.
Bring it.
That is caught by Lamb. A crazy sequence here. A huge gain that time, but it still leaves them well short for 4th down. 4th down for Herbert. Desperation time. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense, as they try to finish things off in this 4th quarter, and that current 5-game win streak looking like it's going to go to 6. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Flag comes in, and a sack. They get to him defensively, but the flag comes in, and I think the D jumped. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Following the penalty, here's Gordon. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
Nick Kwiatkowski there on the tackle. A gain of 13
That's
yards.
it, baby. We're going to work.
1st down, Seahawks.
So the victory here for Seattle, and it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for the Seahawks, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.